Brief History of Audioslave. Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Why the Fact Not coming to all of you with a brand new video. Audioslave's history dates back to the 18th of October 2000 when Rage Against the Machine broke up after lead vocalist Zach De La Rocha announced he was leaving the band, citing a breakdown in the band's decision-making process. The remaining three members of the band, Tim Comerford, Tom Morello and Brad Wilk, decided to stay together and announced plans to search for and continue with a new vocalist. Several vocalists jammed with the three, including Be Real of Cypress Hill, but they did not want another rapper or anybody who sounded like De La Rocha. Contrary to popular belief, Lane Staley of Alice in Chains never auditioned for the new project. This rumor was debunked by Morello on his Twitter account in 2015. Music producer and friend Rick Rubin suggested that they play with Chris Cornell of Soundgarden. Rubin also persuaded the three of them to go into group therapy with performance coach Phil Toll after the breakup. Rubin was confident that with the right new voice, Rage Against the Machine had the potential to become a better band. He believed it could turn into a Yardbirds into Led Zeppelin scenario. Comerford later credited Rubin for being the catalyst that brought Audioslave together. He called him the angel at the crossroads because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. The chemistry between Cornell and the other three was immediately apparent. As Morello described, he stepped to the microphone and sang the song and I couldn't believe it. It didn't just sound good, it didn't sound great, it sounded transcendent. And when there is an irreplaceable chemistry from the first moment, you can't deny it. The quartet wrote 21 songs during 19 days of rehearsal and began working in the studio in late May 2001 with Rubin as producer, while sorting out the label and management issues. On the 19th of March 2002, Audioslave was confirmed for the 7th annual Ozfest, despite, at that time, having neither an official name nor a release date for their debut album. A few days later, reports surfaced that the band had broken up before they had played for a public audience. Cornell's manager confirmed that the frontman had left the band with no explanation given. Initial rumors suggested that Cornell took issue with having two managers actively involved in the project. Jim Gurinet of Rebel Waltz represented Cornell, and Peter Mensch of Q Prime handled Rage Against the Machine. According to the band, however, the split was not triggered by personal conflicts, but by their quarreling managers. After the mixing of the album was finished, roughly 6 weeks later, the group reformed and simultaneously fired their former management companies and hired another, The Firm. Their previous labels, Epic and Interscope, settled their differences by agreeing to alternate who released the band's albums. Meanwhile, 13 rough mixes of songs the band had created months previously were leaked to peer-to-peer file-sharing networks in May 2002, under the name Civilian, or The Civilian Project. According to Morello, the songs were unfinished and, in some cases, weren't even the same lyrics, guitar solos, performances of any kind. To MTV, he described them as inferior sketches of works in progress, sent to Seattle for Chris to work on. Someone at that studio helped themselves to a copy and, after 8 months, it made its way to an Italian website. Then it went global, and everyone thought they had the record, which was so frustrating. The band divulged their official name and launched their website in early September. The first single, Cochise, was posted online in late September and was on the radio in early October. Critics praised Cornell's vocal style, a distinct departure from the rapping of De La Rocha, and found that the former members of Rap have gone and done a Paul Weller, retreating from the ground they broke back to, the sounds that inspired them. Director Mark Romanek shot a music video for Cochise, which shows the band playing atop a tower under construction in the midst of a giant fireworks display providing all the lighting. The firework explosions during filming prompted fears of a terrorist attack among residents living near Los Angeles' Sepulveda Dam, the shooting location. The self-titled debut album, Audioslave, was released on the 19th of November 2002 and entered the Billboard 200 chart at number 7 after selling 162,000 copies in its first week. It was certified gold by the RIAA within a month of release and by 2006 achieved triple platinum status. It is the most successful Audioslave album to date, having sold more than 3 million copies in the United States alone. Despite its commercial success, Audioslave received mixed reviews. Some critics lambasted the group's effort as uninspired and predictable. Pitchfork Media praised Cornell's voice, but criticized virtually every other aspect of the album. deeming the lyrics complete gibberish and Rubin's production a synthesized rock-like product that emits no heat. Other critics, however, praised the supergroup's style reminiscent of 1970s rock and compared it to Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, saying they added much-needed sound and style to contemporary mainstream rock. Audioslave made their live debut on the 25th of November 2002, performing a brief concert on the roof of the Ed Sullivan Theatre on Broadway in New York City for The Late Show with David Letterman. This was the first time any band had appeared on Letterman's marquee. That year's Croc Almost Acoustic Christmas was their first official paying concert in which the band played on the first night, the 7th of December, after giving a secret club show the night before. Toward the end of the band's 6-song set, Cornell told the audience, "These guys saved my life this year," and the show ended with his bandmates hugging him. Afterwards, asked to expand on his comments, he would say only that he had dragged the trio through a trail of shit in the past months. During this time, there was a rumor that Cornell had checked himself into drug rehabilitation. He later confirmed it in an interview with Metal Hammer that was conducted from a clinic payphone. In a San Diego City Beat article, Cornell explained that he went through a horrible personal crisis during the making of the first record, staying in rehab for 2 months and separating from his wife. He credited Morello Comerford and Wilk with helping him rebound from the difficult period. He dismissed the rumors about being in rehab for OxyContin or heroin, but when asked, offered only various things. "I'm not picky, mainly for drinking." Like a Stone is a song by the American rock supergroup Audioslave, released as the second single from their eponymous debut studio album, Audioslave, in January 2003. The song topped both the Billboard Hot Mainstream Rock Tracks and Hot Modern Rock Tracks charts, and reached number 31 on the Hot 100 chart, making it their biggest US hit. Like a Stone has been certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA. It became the 5th best performing alternative song on the Alternative Songs chart of the decade and the 8th best performing rock song on the Mainstream Rock chart of the decade. Bassist Tim Comerford claims that the song is about an old man waiting for death, who sits in a house alone after all his friends and family have passed on, waiting to be reunited with them. However, while Comerford originally thought it was a song about love and romance, band singer and songwriter Chris Cornell explains that it's a song about concentrating on the afterlife you would hope for, rather than the normal monotheistic approach. You work really hard all your life to be a good person and a moral persona and fair and generous, and then you go to hell anyway. The melancholy tone and certain parts of the lyrics of Like a Stone have prompted some to wonder if Cornell wrote the song about the late Alice in Chains singer Lane Staley, who died in April 2002. Cornell has denied this, saying, "No, I'm not one of those guys where like, something happens and then I go run around to 9/11, and now it's 9/12. Let me write about that. I wrote the lyrics before he died. You can misinterpret that stuff pretty easy. But I don't tend to sit down and plan on writing about a specific issue." The music video for Like a Stone was written and directed by Grammy winner Mead Avis, who has also directed videos for State Radio, U2, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, J-Lo and many others. The video was produced by Aled Malinas, edited by Jim Rhodes, and set in an old Spanish mansion in Silver Lake in Los Angeles where Jimi Hendrix once lived and wrote Comerford's then 1-year-old son, Xavier, was featured in the video. It shows the band performing inside the mansion where they also set up a recording booth. According to Avis, the strange green-blue color palette of the video was to suggest bruising and abuse. As of the 9th of October 2022, the music video has reached over 1 billion views on YouTube. And that is it, guys. This is the brief history of Audioslave. Hope you all like this video, and please don't forget to smash that like button. And you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you will be updated on my next video upload. Mega love shout out to my premier team, Team Hainan, and Team Warriors and all its very active and supportive members. This is why the fact not saying anything is possible. Just keep it simple. See you all on my next video. Thank you for watching.